when we first left off, we were talking about plates on the Earth and how our Earth is made up. Does anybody remember anything about plates? Does anything? And the science word for this is plate tectonics. Does anybody remember anything about it? Liam, do you remember?
It shifts sometimes when there's earthquake. It shifts on the side like this.
Oh, so.
Or one goes under another.
So yeah, so like sometimes one plate will move this way and one plate will move that way.
And
like this, or like this. And what happens, Liam?
And it'll make an earthquake.
Yeah, when they go like that, they rub and they make earthquakes. Yeah, and what else?
And also, they could make one plate go under another.
Oh, yes. Does anybody remember this? Where two plates, one plate's going this way and one plate's going this way, and they bump into each other and one goes under the other plate. Does anybody remember there's a fancy word that starts with an S for when one plate goes under. Do you remember what it's called, Ethan?
Subduction.
Oh, it's really close. It's yeah?
We got to eat candy.
Oh yes, we got to eat candy. So it's called subduction when this plate goes under, right?
That's what I said.
Subduction. Yeah, that's what you said. And so when one plate goes under, it's called subduction, right? Does anybody remember anything else? Jaden, do you remember?
Two plates can do the same movement, except they don't go under, they go up.
Oh, yes. So instead of one going under, they might go up like this, right?
So wait, does subduction make earthquakes?
You know what? Subduction does make earthquakes, but it makes something more than earthquakes. And we're going to talk about this is the important plate boundary that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about subductions because it does make earthquakes, but usually it makes something else. This makes earthquakes. Jaron, did you have something too?
Well, maybe they make tsunamis or any other or volcanoes. But also another way is I'm thinking from because like each of my thumbs is a plate. They're pushing against each other, and when one slips, that causes a shock, and that's an earthquake.
Yeah, and it builds up for a long time. The plates will be pressing against each other and pressing and pressing and pressing, and all this pressure builds up, and one goes like that, and it creates an earthquake, right?
And there's this giant fault in California.
Do you remember what it's called?
It's called the San Andreas Fault.
San Andreas Fault, yeah. And it's right outside Los Angeles, and it's one of these plates where it's kind of one side's going like this and the other side's going like that, and they're slipping. Does anybody remember anything else about plates before we get started? Do you remember, Ethan?
If two plates are going like this, they can go down like that. And
Well, usually one subducts under the other one. So usually one goes like that, and they very rarely go like that together because one's usually heavier than the other one. This one's usually heavier. But so we're going to talk about these special.
That one's usually an oceanic plate, and the water can be a lot heavier than land.
Exactly. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to actually show you some pictures I found. So let's look here. What often happens is when you have two plates. Remember, the world is. Does anybody remember what we compared the world to in its plates? It's like something you might eat sometimes. Do you remember, Alexander?
an apple.
Oh, well, an apple, but also there's some there. Yeah, you're right in these.
There's little seeds, and then
The skin. Yeah, the skin is the crust. Do you remember there was something else we ate that we compared the Earth to with all its cracked plates? Do you remember, Taylor?
the Milky Way.
Oh, the Milky Way, we did that one too. Do you remember?
Eggs.
An egg, a hard-boiled egg. Do you remember how you crack it and it'll have those little cracks all over the outside? And plates are kind of like that. They're just little cracked sections. And who here has ever peeled a hard-boiled egg and you can take off like a whole chunk of it? Yeah, have you ever done that before where you go kunk? Well, a plate's kind of like that.